Powell, we spoke briefly after the Coventry defeat, but can you touch on the positives from that performance?
Yeah, I thought we had a really good go. Coventry were a tough team, and I think that our defence and attitude towards it made it hard for them to break us down. So we scrambled really well, and a couple of times where they've took line outs or tried to tap and go near to our line when they're running out of options, we kept them out and sort of showed some really good resilience and some fight throughout the game.
It was frustrating to leave Cov with just a losing bonus point. Can you sort of touch on the key lessons that we must take from the loss?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at all the scores over the weekend in the Premiership and the Championship, there's a lot of low-scoring tight games, and that's the way it is when the weather's as bad as it was and it's as wet as it was. We didn't get many opportunities when we were down there, and when you do, you've got to come away with some points. So we went down there a few times in both halves and actually only came away with one scoring opportunity. We had one kick for a penalty that we missed. So we know that we've got to execute things a little bit better, because if the weather is like that, you're not going to get that many chances, and the team that wins is the one that's going to take more than the other. So we know that we really need to work on that area of our game so that we can utilise and make the most of any chances that we get in a really tight game.
Our defence was obviously very strong, keeping them to just 10 points. Can you sort of talk us through the improvements we've made in this area?
Yeah, I think we feel a little bit more like we've had time to do it in this pre-season over the last few weeks. As we've said before, it was a bit of a challenge last year because we were thrown into it last minute, but we don't really want to go, talk too much about that. It's more about focus on how we go forward. We've actually improved our defence over the last few weeks, and we feel as though it's getting better. And if we can then start working both sides of the ball and improve some of that, the attack stuff in the final third, then we know that we'll give ourselves a shot of winning a game, which is what we did against Nottingham. And if we put the two sides of the ball together, then we think we've got a good chance of competing and winning against any team in the league.
You mentioned that, and you spoke about that after the game, that the players fully expect to perform and compete against these stronger sides. How evident has that been in their training over the last pre-season?
Yeah, I think the boys are training well. I think there's a belief that we should be in this league and we deserve to be here. And I think performances like on Saturday against a decent team, we weren't really holding on to stay in the game. We were actually pushing to win it at the end. Which is really good. I don't know whether they would have been disappointed about what they did or not, but we challenged them in a lot of areas of the game, and that's all we can do really. We've got to challenge other teams and make it difficult for them and try and express ourselves with the ball, and I thought we did that, even though the weather was difficult and made it tough. We were having a go, and certainly the defensive side of it was showing a lot of desire and some real fight and character.
Looking ahead to Saturday, it's obviously a massive derby match for our club. What's been the focus and the messaging to the players this week?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to want to improve in terms of execution. We're going to have to bring the same energy and desire and want defensively, and we're going to have to support each other and pull together as a group. They're going to be up for it. It's a derby, there's going to be lots of people here, and we know it's going to be really, really competitive regardless of where the teams are at, or as we haven't played each other for over a year, that doesn't really matter. It's going to be a really competitive and hard game. We know that if we do well in the areas that we've been competing and playing well in, that we're going to give them a hard time. We want to take the game to them and challenge them and actually take the front foot and really sort of take the initiative and the onus on setting the pace and the tempo of the game, and hope that we can pull ahead and that they'll struggle to cope with us.
We've managed to maintain a fairly consistent squad the past few weeks. Will that continue this weekend? And can you sort of give an update on some players such as Will Homer? Will he be back?
Yeah, so obviously when guys are playing pretty well, you're going to keep the side consistent. As we've spoke about before, it's good that we've got the other teams that are playing well also, and that we've got guys pushing through, and that's going to help us. Hopefully Will be back this week. He was getting reassessed tonight, and we're hoping that he should be in the mix again this week, which will give us another bit of strike there. He's obviously done some good stuff for us, but I'm sure that the squad will be similar to what it was last week.
And for these derby matches, just finally, obviously the crowd makes such a huge difference in terms of the result. How important is the Richmond supporters to the result on Saturday?
Yeah, huge, and I think that they'll all get massively behind it, and they'll be loud, and they'll show their appreciation of the boys and their support. And you know, even when we went down to Cornish Pirates, we had a little crew of them there that were making lots of noise and getting behind everyone. So we don't underestimate what people, what this club means to people, and I think the boys respond to that and want to show their best and do as well as they can do to reciprocate what the fans think about them. And I know that the boys will want to do that this weekend, and it'll be good for the crowd to be there and supporting and cheering the lads on.
Well, great to chat, Pally, and good luck on Saturday against London Scottish.
Thank you.